So I'm Rob Wagner. I'm state senator from Senate District 19. And I grew up in the heart of the district. Been civically active for a couple decades. And I actually served as a legislative advocate for the American Federation of Teachers for a decade. And then I spent several years at Portland Community College. I'm really passionate about workforce training and especially providing pathways of opportunity for low-income students.
You've been in Salem for a term.
That's correct. Yeah.
What have you accomplished?
So I think that a lot of my focus has been in and around education policy. A lot of my job, starting in the summer of 2020, has been as the majority leader in the Oregon State Senate. So it's my job to help facilitate our entire legislative agenda. I think probably where I do diverge from some of my colleagues is that I have to come to a lot of our members and say, there's only so far you can go and so fast. And so it really is about prioritization and trying to work with people.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question again because you haven't answered it.
Yeah, sure. So, I'll think one specific, if you're looking for one specific example.
Okay. I'd like a specific policy wherever you think Democrats have gone too far.
Have gone too far.
Sure.
Or where I diverge.
Yeah. I want to just note, Rob's saying that he, was responsible for the legislative agenda. And Rob went along with the Democrats on just about everything. He passed over 15 bills that defunded our police, 27 bills that increased the cost of goods for every single Oregonian, that hurt the poorest, most low-income people the most. All right, he passed a bunch of bills for education. He said he's the education expert, right? This guy passed bills that got us to the point where 29% of the kids in Oregon can test proficient at grade level math. Okay, 60% of the kids in our state can't read and write at grade level because of the bills that Rob Wagner passed. He put woke CRT and comprehensive sex education and all this equity inclusion crap, and he replaced it with reading, writing, and arithmetic. And the people that are suffering the most are the black kids. He says he wants more diversity around. These kids are suffering the absolute most. In fact, his defund the police bills resulted, especially in Portland, which is a big part of our district, resulted in a 300% increase in murder, 200% almost year over year. The first year these bills started passing, we had an 800% increase, and 70% of the victims are black men and boys under the age of 30. Now, I didn't grow up in Lake Oswego. I grew up in Portland, in inner Southeast, in the King District in the 90s. Okay. So this is an absolute tragedy.